I think I've got some pretty strong indicators that are painting bullish pictures for the near-term future. On some coins, it's way more bullish than others, but all in all, I think it's a pretty healthy signal that I'm receiving on these indicators. I'll also be covering some news I think is very important, especially for Cardano holders, as on Monday there's a massive event happening, and yeah, that's also probably a good explanation why the coin is pumping right now. So if you've got a Cardano bag, then I'm pretty sure you're happy with those profits. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe. Well, or basically don't subscribe if you don't like money. Well, with that said, my name is Kieran and let's jump right into the content. Let me share with you my screen. Well, of course, depending on the cycles of the market and so on, but like short and sweet, basically this is super bullish for the cryptocurrency space, especially on a long time frame. Now, it doesn't mean that we won't have dips along the way. It just means that even though we've got dips on the long term, it's bullish. So now these new investment products that they're introducing, quite interesting. So the digital assets currently under consideration include Aave, lending and borrowing platform, basic attention. That's from the Brave browser. No, big favorite of mine. Chainlink, also a big favorite, Compound, Cosmos, and quite a few other ones, which is pretty interesting. So let's see which one they're gonna take aboard. And I believe Grayscale might already be investing in Cardano. I think I read something about that before. So that's pretty cool. Now, here's some super bullish news concerning Cardano and Polkadot. So if you're like bullish on Cardano and Polkadot, I'm pretty sure you'll find this interesting. And that is Dubai fund sells $750 million of Bitcoin to buy Cardano and Polkadot. And they actually bought that in February, I think 1 day ago. And they probably bought it 1 or 2 days ago during the dip. And that's pretty interesting. I don't think it's bearish for Bitcoin. They just see a lot more potential in these two third generation blockchain platforms. So you might be wondering, all right, what is a third generation blockchain platform? And the third generation blockchain platform is basically a platform that has resolved two of the biggest flaws that are currently, for example, in the Ethereum blockchain, and that is scalability and reduced fees. So at the moment, Ethereum 1.0 is a second generation blockchain platform, and Ethereum 2.0 is a third generation blockchain platform. However, Ethereum 2.0 is still got a lot of headway to do before it's actually fully functional, probably around 2 years. So now this Dubai fund bought some Cardano and Polkadot. So Dubai Crypto 7 Ventures will sell over $700 million. I believe they already did, in next month to purchase Cardano and Polkadot instead. So this is pretty cool. And yeah, basically that's that. I don't really have a lot more to say about that, but I'm pretty sure this switch is going to be pretty interesting to see. Let's quickly talk about what's in store for Cardano on Monday, because if you haven't really been following the space, you might be wondering why the price has gone up quite a bit compared to all the other cryptocurrencies, and that's probably also due to the merry hard fork that will happen on the 1st of March 2021 at 21:44:51 UTC. And basically, sweet and simple, the Cardano network will be transitioning from the Shelley era to the Goguen era through two planned hard forks. So the Allegra activated on 16th of December 2020, that was last year, and the second is the Merry hard fork, expected to occur in the middle of February 2021. Actually, this is happening now on Monday, so a little bit later than expected, but this is pretty awesome. Now, you don't have to, please don't get confused what a hard fork means on the Cardano blockchain. They've got something called a hard fork combinator. So that means that the chain is not exactly splitting, but it's a way to update the whole protocol, the whole blockchain, without causing a split in the chain. So hard forks and other blockchains means that you might have like free money, like what happened with Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. But with Cardano, nothing is changing. So nothing is going to change with your assets that you're holding. But a few interesting components are going to be implemented, and we're going to be talking about that right now. So the Mari hard fork, what actually does it mean for you as a user? And I think this is really bullish in my opinion, and you'll find out why. So this will happen, and it's the hard fork 127. So what impact will the Merry hard fork have on the Cardano ecosystem? Short and simple, native assets and tokens will arrive on Cardano. Now you might be wondering why native assets are actually really interesting on the Cardano blockchain. And the way that they work is pretty revolutionary. Now, if you look at Ethereum as well as other blockchains, on Ethereum, if you want to send some ERC20 tokens or some NFTs to another person, you're going to have ETH on your wallet. This ETH is basically the fuel that runs the Ethereum blockchain. So if I want to like send USDC or USDT or an NFT or whatever Ethereum token or participate with a smart contract, I'm going to have this ETH on my wallet. If I don't have any ETH, I'm not going to be able to send any of that to anyone. Now on Cardano, the way that the native assets work is completely different. So if you've got a stable coin, you've got an NFT, you've got whatever kind of native asset that is on the Cardano blockchain, you can basically pay the transaction fee in that native asset. And I think that's pretty revolutionary, because you have to think about it like this. Having to buy another asset just in order to send a token is pretty complicated. Like imagine you want to send some USDC to your grandma and you tell her, yeah, but you have to have some like ETH in your wallet. You have to buy that first in order to send it and stuff like that. You know how complicated that is. So that's why I think the native assets and tokens on the Cardano blockchain is really, really incredible. What's also good is that the way that it's built, it's not based on smart contracts. So that means that they will inherit the security properties of the Cardano blockchain and also the voting. So each asset can also benefit from the decentralized autonomous organization properties of the Cardano blockchain. Smart contracts are also arriving shortly, but they're not really necessary for the native assets, as like I said, that the native assets are not based on smart contracts. So this is important. And after Monday, people are going to start to be able to create their own assets on the Cardano blockchain. That's it. That's pretty awesome. So native assets also means non-fungible tokens. So starting from next week, you can start minting non-fungible tokens or NFTs, which are like super hyped at the moment. I mean, you've got like the Beeple art collection, you've got the cyberpunks, the cryptokitties, whatever, and those can now be created on Cardano blockchain as a native asset and traded. So artworks can be sold there. You're going to be able to have like these decentralized lands where you can buy some parcels. So I think this is going to be an eye-opener for many people. And if you believe you missed the NFT space or the like the decentralized parcels that you could buy on Ethereum, well, on Cardano now it's going to be your chance to participate in that. So this is going to be interesting. I'll definitely be covering that more and more in the next months as it develops. That's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, this definitely had a massive price impact for the ADA price. Not only in terms of USD, but in terms of ETH valuation and BTC valuation. Toronto Raptors, ADA $5 possible. Well, that's definitely in my sights. Yeah, basically I start selling just like a little bit at the $5 range. And yeah, I'm pretty hyped about this project. Who's here? Crypto is going to grow by trillions over the next few years. Just bidding long term, baby. Definitely. You just got aboard onto a rocket that's not headed to the moon, it's headed to Mars. And yeah, this is a journey of a lifetime. I hope you're strapped in, because a few years from now, you're going to think back to this day and you're going to feel like all this excitement and joy that you actually were courageous to step out of this system and enter something that's as revolutionary as the internet was. So yeah, really happy to have you guys on this journey. And definitely, if you haven't already, smash that like button. Make sure that you show some support, as it helps a lot more people discover the different types of content and information that I like to share with you guys. All right, so the Babel fees and the native assets we've already talked about. Really awesome feature, and I think this is revolutionary, especially since Cardano with the project Africa is trying to bank the unbanked, meaning bringing people that don't really have access to banking services into the cryptocurrency space. But I mean, if someone's got like a salary of maybe $10 a month or less than that, then you cannot be spending $20 in transaction fees or $50 in transaction fees. That's just like mind blowing. So at the moment, Ethereum is great. It's got high transaction fees, but it means that it's only targeting a specific niche. Especially the DeFi space at the moment is targeting a niche of people that have the funds to swallow those transaction fees. So people that have more than 10K, 20K, and so on. And yeah, it's only for people like with massive amounts of funds that can swallow these transaction fees. So there's a massive market at the moment that is not covered, and that's for the people that don't really have these amount of funds to cover these transaction fees. So that's why Cardano is like covering the African continent. It's got some partnerships with different African governments. I believe Nigeria might also be there, helping them like bank those people. And I think they've got a goal of bringing like 100 million people onto the Cardano blockchain just in Africa alone. I mean, Africa is like a massive continent, and also a lot of people in different various Asian countries. I mean, you also got the Philippines, and there they don't really have this luxury of having super high wages. And I realize I'm living in a privileged country, and I'm always very grateful for that. But I really hope that people from other countries that do not have these possibilities can now benefit from the cryptocurrency space. They can benefit from these technologies, and they're not excluded because of these fees. So yeah, that's going to be exciting to watch, as my philosophy behind the cryptocurrency space is to have something that is global, that is not excluding anyone, and is definitely not reserved for those that are rich. Awesome. Makia, do you think Ethereum will suffer from Cardano? I don't exactly think Ethereum will suffer from Cardano. I just think that Cardano is now going to take market share. I believe the cryptocurrency market as a whole still has so much potential to grow, but I just do not believe that there will be a single chain future. I do not believe there will be only one blockchain to rule them all, especially in the DeFi space. I believe there will be a lot of like chains that are working together, interoperable chains. You've got Polkadot, you've got Solana, you've got Avalanche, and I think depending on how much growth and how much use cases they can bring to the DeFi space, how many people they can onboard, that's definitely going to be what sets them apart. So I think, yeah, they're going to get a bit of the market share, but I definitely don't think that Ethereum is going to suffer from that. They've got like massive network effect. They've already got a lot of developers and platforms on Ethereum. I just think that Ethereum is just not going to be the only person in the game, or the only blockchain in the game in terms of providing a foundation for the DeFi space. Would a Bloom deal? I'll put a reminder in my calendar for over 5 years and get back to you. Yes. By then, I probably have like 1 million subscribers. I'll put that in my calendar as well. Above this resistance, $1.12. And if it closes above that in 7 hours and 15 minutes, then this is going to be really bullish. And I do expect that Cardano is going to then have another candle that goes up and possibly go to this resistance level here, which is the previous all-time high. And that's pretty cool, because if you look at the current price of Cardano, it's never been as long as it was in this area before. This is the longest time it's been around these price levels. Back in 2018, it was maybe only a week around these levels. It was like super euphoric for 1 or 2 weeks. And now with the super strong fundamentals, it's managing to stay above the $1 range for a pretty long time. And I think that's pretty good. If you've got a good ADA position and you accumulated at low prices, I think this is more or less a safe hodl at the moment. And I do expect at the end of the year that we see at least $5 for the price. So ADA just has been on a rampage recently. Rampage, just blasting through resistances left and right. And yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think from all the coins I've been looking at, ADA has been the one with the biggest potential. And it's not like I'm bearish on any other coins. At the moment, I just see it as a pretty good hodl position for me. And if we look at the technical analysis as well as the fundamentals, that is pretty awesome. And I think at the moment it's especially going up because of the updates that are happening. So I don't really think that Polkadot or other blockchains are in any way bearish at the moment. It's just that the stars are aligning at the moment for the Cardano blockchain with all of the updates they're bringing and the massive amount of news that they're receiving. So that's probably one reason why it's outperforming some coins such as BTC, ETH, and many other altcoins, especially now during this dip. And also now another possible reason is because with the price being that low, many people really don't understand that coins that have a low price might not be like super cheap, but they might think it's cheap. So if you look at ETH and they see like this $1,700 price tag, and they might be scared off of buying BTC at 49,000, and they might be scared of buying one ETH at $1,700 because they might not be able to buy a whole coin. And now here with Cardano and with other like lower priced coins, they might believe that they can buy a whole one, but they don't really realize that the way that coins are actually valued is based on the market capitalization and not on the price alone. So I do believe some people might fall into that trap. And I think it's important that you realize that the way that coins are valued is by market capitalization and not by the price per individual coin. So if you look at Cardano, I believe the total supply is what, 45 billion coins, something like that. And with ETH, it's around 114 million. But ETH is like an inflationary coin, and Cardano is not.